What's the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? I was 14 and absolutely terrified of being late to soccer practice. Coach Williams made anyone who showed up after warm-ups run extra laps, and I'd already been late twice that month. My mom was stuck dealing with my little brother throwing a complete meltdown over his math homework, so she couldn't drive me. I grabbed my skateboard and yelled that I'd just go myself. Mom barely had time to shout something about watching traffic before I slammed the door. The soccer field was 2 neighborhoods over, maybe a 15-minute ride if I took the normal route. But I knew about this path behind the old creek that supposedly cut 5 minutes off the trip. All the kids at school talked about it, but nobody really used it except to seem cool. The path was basically cracked concrete with sharp turns and this sketchy wooden bridge over what used to be a stream. It was dried up now, just rocks and dead leaves at the bottom. I'd never actually tried it before, but how hard could it be? I was flying down that path, probably going way too fast. My board was rattling like crazy beneath my feet, but I didn't want to slow down. In my head, I was gonna nail this shortcut, show up early, and maybe even impress some of the older kids on the team. The concrete was more busted up than I expected, with chunks missing and these random metal pipes sticking out. Then I saw the bridge ahead. It looked way narrower than it did from the street. The wooden planks were different colors, some newer, some rotting black around the edges. There were maybe 6 planks total, each one only about as wide as my skateboard. One in the middle looked completely warped, curling up at the corners. I should have gotten off and walked across. That's what any normal person would do. But I was so focused on not being late that I convinced myself I could just cruise right over it. I mean, I'd been skateboarding for 2 years. I wasn't some beginner. As soon as my front wheels hit that first plank, I knew I'd made a huge mistake. The wood was slippery from morning dew, and my board immediately started sliding sideways. I tried to correct it, leaning left, then right, but that just made it worse. When I hit the rotted plank in the middle, my wheels caught the edge where it was curling up. Everything happened so fast. 1 second I was on my board, the next I was flying through the air. I tried to catch myself with my hands, but my left arm slammed hard against the wooden side rail of the bridge. The impact was so sharp I literally saw white spots for a second. I hit the ground on my side and my vision went completely white. When I could see again, I was lying in the dirt next to the dried creek bed. My skateboard was upside down about 10 feet away, one wheel still spinning. My left elbow was bleeding pretty bad, but what really freaked me out was this jagged chunk of wood sticking out of my wrist. It was maybe 2 inches long and looked like it came from the bridge rail. When I tried to move my arm, pain shot all the way up to my shoulder. I was panicking, thinking about all those movies where people pass out from blood loss, so I just yanked the wood chunk out. Worst decision ever. Blood immediately started pouring out of the hole it left behind. The sting was so intense I actually yelled out loud, which echoed weird in the empty creek bed. I pressed my other hand against the cut, but blood kept seeping through my fingers. That's when I heard someone calling from the path above. This older guy with a dog was looking down at me. "Kid, you okay down there?" He climbed down and took one look at my arm. "You need stitches, and you need them now." The guy, his name was Mike, helped me climb back up to the path. He said he walked his dog there every morning and had seen other kids wipe out on that bridge. Mike called my mom while I sat there trying not to look at my arm. When she answered, I could hear her voice through his phone, and she immediately went into full panic mode. She met us at urgent care, and the whole drive there she kept asking what I was thinking taking that path. The doctor at urgent care was this young woman who seemed way too cheerful for someone dealing with blood. She cleaned out my cut and said I was lucky the wood chunk didn't hit any major veins. Then she gave me 5 stitches and a tetanus shot in my other arm. The shot hurt worse than the actual cut.